May Oliveria, and I am the Program Manager for North County Lifeline's Care Now program. We are currently on campus at Escondido High School, one of the schools that we service in the Escondido Union High School District. And we provide Check Your Mood services, which include psychoeducation in a presentation format in the classrooms, and then safety assessments the rest of the week. We hope to help the Escondido community improve its social and emotional well-being by not only spreading awareness and knowledge, but also connecting with parents or caregivers to be able to obtain mental health services for youth struggling with depression or suicide. Thank you so much to the Escondido Community Foundation for all your support this year.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Spear, President and CEO of Community Housing Works. Many thanks to the Escondido Community Foundation for providing grant funding for equitable access to academic supports for Escondido youth. This award will help ensure that our staff here at Community Housing Works can deliver our expanded learning programs to children who live in our 9 Escondido affordable apartment communities. Because of this gift, more school-age children will benefit from read-aloud exercises, tutoring, and the iReady learning tool, which provides personalized learning plans to help students advance to grade-level reading, one of the biggest indicators of future success in school and life in general for children. We know that seeing youth succeed is a major contributor to the overall social and emotional well-being of any community. This is especially impactful now, given how important it is to ensure equitable education for youth from low-income households who have struggled with remote learning during the pandemic. Thank you from our hearts for your generous support.
Hello, Escondido Foundation. We are so grateful for you and your contribution. My name is Aaron Gillum, and I am the lead educator at Outside the Lenses program at San Pasqual Academy, a residential facility for foster youth. And I'm also a resident of Escondido. So what does Outside the Lens do? Outside the Lens amplifies youth voices through photography, filmmaking, and digital media art, catalyzing change within themselves, their community, and the world. Our program has been an important part of San Pasqual Academy and other juvenile court and community schools here in Escondido. Our work focuses on healing-centered and social-emotional learning, something our teens are needing as they come out of the isolation and the pandemic and are in desperate need of getting back to school. This work is so important to our most vulnerable kids. Thank you for recognizing this. We are honored to be your partners as we work towards making sure every one of our youth at Escondido can grow, thrive, and have the tools and skills to succeed in a digital world.
Your grant funding is helping us support employment-related training here at the aquaponics farm.
Employment-related training is important to build up your self-esteem, your character, and to get you ready to get back in the workforce.
Hey friends from Escondido, it's Chris Megason, the CEO and founder of Solutions for Change. So excited to hear that you've decided to invest in the families, the homeless families of Escondido here through Solutions for Change. So I want you just to imagine for a second, shipwrecked on an island, and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna get out of here? And you look over and there's somebody smiling at you going like this, and you walk over there, and that's our empowerment coach. And that empowerment coach came from Escondido years ago. They were homeless on your streets. They went through this life transforming program called Solutions Academy. And now they're serving for the sake of others, and they're serving more families, more homeless families from Escondido, and they're gonna be the trail guide. They're the empowerment coach that's gonna walk with that person off that shipwrecked island back to their new life. So thank you again. Thank you so much for being part of this life-transforming program that we call Solutions for Change through the Solutions Academy. Thank you, and God bless.
Hi, I'm Susan.
And I'm Amanda, and we're with Alabaster Jar Project, a nonprofit organization that serves survivors of trafficking.
We operate a resource center in the heart of Escondido that provides tangible items such as clothing, toiletries, and even food for individuals who need it.
Your foundation support will help us continue to provide these services through our resource center in Escondido.
Thank you so much for your contributions and support.
This year, as you all know, COVID-19 impacted all of our communities. COVID-19 also created an increase in domestic violence, child abuse, and sexual assault cases, and we saw those spikes in the Escondido community. The generous gift that's come to us from the Escondido Community Foundation will allow for Center for Community Solutions to continue to provide services to survivors living in our community. It is a message of like-minded individuals coming together after the isolation and devastation of COVID-19, coupled with the trauma that people have experienced, and you all are saying to our survivors in our community, you're not alone. Thank you to the Escondido Community Foundation from all of us here at Center for Community Solutions.
Hello, my name is Benita Page, and I am the Program Director at the Tareq Kamisa Foundation, also known as TKF.
And my name is Thesreen Kamisa, and I'm the Executive Director at TKF. I want to first thank the Escondido Community Foundation for this grant to support schools in Escondido. We're truly honored to serve the community. Escondido is near and dear to our hearts, as Escondido was one of the first school districts TKF ever partnered with over 20 years ago, and I'm also a proud resident. TKF exists to save lives through teaching a restorative mindset with the goal of creating inclusive and equitable schools that put all children on a path of opportunity. We do this by working with schools to dismantle systems that fail our children and help integrate programs rooted in social emotional learning that teach the restorative principles of accountability, compassion, forgiveness, and peacemaking.
Our assistance provides an extra focus on students' social emotional well-being. Our TKF mentors are there to assist with behavioral management, classroom monitoring, and to provide that safe space some youth need when dealing with challenges. We appreciate all your consideration for this exciting opportunity for Escondido. Thank you.
The mission of Palomar Family Counseling Service is to support and strengthen children, youth, adults, families, schools, and communities. We strongly believe that all individuals possess strengths and the capacity for positive growth.
In 2020, the Escondido Police Department reported 966 domestic violence calls for service. And in the last 4 months, calls for service increased in a staggering 23%. Domestic violence can cause post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, such as depression, suicide, ideation. Many women turn to alcohol or drugs in order to cope with the reality. Children exposed to domestic violence are at risk of psychological, social, emotional, and behavioral problems.
The Family Resilience Project will create measurable improvements in 2 main areas. For women and children, it will improve their self-efficacy, which is their belief in themselves and their confidence, and it will increase their hopefulness for their future. These are 2 major interpersonal areas that are just devastated by the occurrence of domestic violence. They're also very essential for their well-being. The other thing that the project will do is increase their access to community resources, opportunities, and social supports.
The program offers support groups and educational groups for mothers and children, counseling to strengthen the mother-child bond, physical, emotional, and economic safety planning, skill building for mothers and children, and intensive advocacy services to increase access to community resources and social supports. Overall, the program is designed to take mothers and their children from surviving to thriving.
A lot of the project is meant for the community because the children will be growing, and when they grow and they go to school, and as they keep growing, they will become productive members of the community. Oh, it's gonna be huge as far as us accomplishing putting in a play area, an active area for the children to bond with their friends and their other children of the other children of the village. It's going to be where we can help the mothers with their parenting skills, on how to bond with their children. They can learn to play with their children. We're so excited to get this in, and we want to just give a huge thank you to the Escondido Community Foundation. Thank you, thank you, thank you.